I want you to imagine that there's two versions of you. Okay, there's one version which is constricted in his body language. He stutters every time he speaks, and he's not really sure about these actions that he's going to take. He's always worried when he's sitting around. He's not really talking to people, and he doesn't really know what he's doing. You know, he walks around with no sense of direction, no sense of intent, and he's just kind of confused. And there's the other version of you. This version of you has confidence in what he's doing. He's open in his body language, he doesn't stutter in his speech, and he approaches his crush with confidence and authenticity. He speaks with clarity. He's open, he embraces the situation, he's present when he's talking to the girl he wants to talk to. Now put yourself in the shoes of the girl that you'd like to approach. The crush in your class, the crush in the gym, the girl that you see at the airport when you're going to whatever country it is that you're going to. Think about from her perspective, from her shoes. If one of the versions approached her, which one is she most likely to accept? It'd be this version of you, wouldn't it? So there's 3 traits that actually make this version of you. And before we get into them, before we just dive straight into them, because I don't want to waste any more of your time, just do this quickly. If you're new, my name is Vanch, and I upload 2 to 3 self-improvement videos a day, just on like goals, physique, mindset, all that sort of thing, and it's something that you can apply every single day. So click on subscribe, post notifications. You can see more videos like this and educate yourself and improve. It's a win-win for both of us. 3 secrets into approaching your crush successfully. Okay, you don't want to come across as a creep. You don't want to come across as the guy in the gym who's constantly staring at girls, which actually, weirdly enough, that's apparently sexual assault. Or I forgot what one of the traits of rape culture. We had a PSHE lesson yesterday, and we were talking about that. So it's weirdly enough, staring at girls is classed as sexual assault. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to come across as a gym crush. And if you are trying to catch eye contact, you want to do it like sexy, innit? But to do those things, you gotta have these 3 traits, right? Number 1 is body language. Okay, you don't want to be closed, constricted, and just seems like you're just weak, even though you might have a good physique. If you're constricted and you're scared and you're stuck anxious like this, no one's going to notice you. No one's going to think that you have confidence in yourself. So you don't want to hunch. You don't want to bend over, have that, the C-shaped normal human physique apparently, where it's like, because they've looked down at their phone so much or they're looking at the computer screen so much, they have a C-shaped back. No, you don't want that. You want to stand up straight, put your shoulders back, and be confident, be open. Okay, embrace. Genuinely, it sounds so weird, but you want to embrace the world. You want to embrace everything around you, the environment around you, and that's how you stay open. You probably have constricted body language. Okay, and that's probably because of some childhood-rooted insecurity, or just a lack of confidence in yourself, or maybe you wore the wrong clothes, etc., etc., whatever. Like, she doesn't give a shit, okay? You may be coping and be like, oh, I did this, my parents beat me, but like, you're coping right now, okay? She doesn't give a shit. If she finds you somewhat attractive, she wants you to approach her, and she doesn't, because you aren't doing these 3 things, then like, you gotta do these 3 things for her to actually give a shit about you. So you don't want to hunch, don't be constricted. I remember one evening making my way back home. When I got home, I walked into the shower and I bored my hand into a fist. I then threw the fist out of the wall. I'd gone to a lifting event that day, and there were all these massive guys around me lifting weights and all. It was really cool, it was a really nice event. But I was self-conscious the whole time. And you might be thinking, oh, it's like because I didn't think I was big enough. No. It's because of the shirt I was wearing. I was wearing this purple tropical kind of t-shirt with a beanie and some shorts. I don't know what I was thinking when I was getting dressed for that day. Maybe I couldn't find any gym clothes. But the point was I wore that. And I felt self-conscious about what I was wearing because I thought it was an embarrassing t-shirt. So when I got home after the shower, I actually remember sending a voice message or a message to my mentor at the time and he said something to me which has really stuck with me since. Anytime I get some sort of self-conscious feelings about what I'm wearing or what I'm doing, and he said to me, it doesn't matter what you wear, it's about how you wear it. And the example that he actually gave me was from Fight Club. It's how Brad Pitt wears all these trash clothes, but yet it gets forgotten by the audience because he has confidence in himself. He has open body language, and it makes the audience forget about the shit that he's wearing. And that's really stuck with me since. I feel like that's a really important factor when it comes into confidence as a whole. It's about how you present yourself, not about what you're wearing, not about what you're doing. It's about if you present yourself and you prove that you're comfortable in your own skin and comfortable in what you wear, that's an attractive trait. That's how you approach your girl. That's how you set up the scenario to approach the girl that you want to approach. So that when you do go up to her, you have higher chances of success. So open yourself up to the world. Open yourself up to the situation, the environment. Open yourself up to her. No constricted body language like this, walking around like you're a fucking gremlin. Like, open yourself up. Be a man. And that's number one. Number two is confidence, okay? You see, I talked about it a bit in the previous point, body language, where you have to have confidence in your body language. But this is confidence in what you do. Okay? So you have to have intention. You have to be confident in the things that you're doing and the actions that you're doing. So when you do go up to her, when you do walk up to her, you have to walk with intent. Okay? Think to yourself before. You have to say, okay, what is my intent going to speak to her? I'm not trying to have small talk. Okay? I'm trying to go up to her, tell her she's beautiful, tell her she has a nice smile, tell her she has nice hair, nice eyes, whatever. And have that conversation where it's like, I want to date you, I find you attractive. That's your intent. And if you do that, when you're walking towards her, she's going to see you as much more attractive than if you were just standing like this, just like, hi. Like, no, that's not, what the fuck, what am I doing? No, yeah, that's what she doesn't want to see. She wants you to approach her with some confidence, because girls nowadays, they like some sort of sexiness, and also just the other thing that I was doing where it was like this. It's like, no one wants that. Like, when she's looking for a man, especially if she's a feminine woman, she wants someone who can protect her, who can provide for her. And if she sees you going like, dilly-daddling your way across to her, it's like, she won't give a shit about you because it doesn't show any of the traits that she wants in a man. So think about that. You want to approach her with intent, okay? And have some confidence in your actions and confidence in the things that you do. You see, there's a misconception when it comes to being confident. And people think that it's just not being nervous at all and not being anxious at all and not having this fear of rejection, then you can just make it go away. No, they're wrong. And maybe that gives you some sort of relief, man. But it's being confident is essentially feeling nervous, feeling anxious, still having that fear of rejection, but doing it anyways. And if you do it anyways, then that's confidence. Then that's bravery. That's how you approach your girl. You're supposed to approach her even though you have these feelings. Because then it, subconsciously, right, to her, it shows that, okay, he may be feeling all these things, but he's not letting his feelings affect what he does. And that's a masculine trait. So you have to think about it in that context. I actually remember, one thing you realize actually, is that when you do go up to her, and you do speak to her, you'll forget about all these other feelings that are building up in your head, because you're actually doing the thing. I remember very vividly, the second time I went to go speak to my gym crush, before I went up to her, it's like all the tension was building up, all the nervousness, all the anxiousness was building up, and like this massive crescendo. But when I did end up having the conversation with her, when I did end up sitting down and talking to her, it's like all those feelings washed away. And I wasn't feeling them anymore because it just felt like everything clicked and everything was flowing. because I had confidence, I had intent in what I was going to do when I was going to talk to her. And I had confidence in what I did and how I did them. Especially just in general, not just to attract her, just in general. Just when I went to pick up the weights, when I went to go dap up my friends, or when I went to do my exercises, it's like I had confidence in the actions that I was doing. And she probably noticed that, which is why I didn't come across as such a creep. And it makes it even better because I look older than I am. So she must have thought I was some old guy when I was coming up to her. And it would have made it so easy for her to just disregard me as a creep. But because I had my body language was open, because I was confident in my actions, and confident in the intent that I had when I was walking towards her, it made me not come across as a creep. Which is what you want, isn't it? Because I guarantee you right now, you look like the biggest creep when you were looking at your crush, whether it be in school, whether it be in gym, because you're obsessed over her. And you aren't doing these things. So you do look like a creep, okay? Just admit that and try and implement these things next time you do see her. If you walk with confidence, free-flowing, embracing, and you're comfortable in your own skin, that will make you come across as 10 times more attractive than you are right now. Number three is your speech, okay? You need to speak with clarity. You need to speak with authenticity. You can't be stuttering, your voice can't be jittery. You have to have confidence in what you're saying, and confidence in the words that you're bringing across to her. And even before you're going up to her, when you're speaking to your friends, you not only have to be confident in your mannerisms, but you have to be confident in the things that you're saying. And this is a point that's disregarded a lot, because people think that they can walk around looking all confident, doing all their actions, but if you can't speak to her, how do you expect her to even understand a single thing that you're trying to say and see that what you're saying has some sort of intention to it and authenticity? You see, there's something that I can do, and maybe this will help you. It's a little kind of task for you to do right now. So if you get up and try this, maybe it'll help you bring some sort of structure, foundation, and authenticity to your speech. So this is what I do. I imagine that what I'm saying is coming from my belly, right? Most people speak from their mouths or like down here or something like that. No, imagine the words are coming from down here and out. So that what you're saying has the right amount of volume that you want, the right amount of clarity that you want, and the right amount of confidence that you want. And that's what's going to make you come across as a confident, authentic man. Okay? So you need to have intention in your speech with foundation and structure. And the way that you do that is try speaking through your belly. Try that. And bringing the words out from your belly. Up your belly, up your throat, out your mouth. That's going to make you have a bit more intention in your speech and a bit more authentic in what you're trying to say. And she's going to see that. She's going to sense that in your speech when you are talking to her. I actually remember standing there in the middle of the gym the first time I approached my gym crush. I remember standing there, eye contact fleeting left, right, center, all this, looking back, looking behind myself, looking up. It was horror. It was a horror situation. And I remember being weakly able to stutter out the words, "Oh, I think you have a nice smile." Bro. I remember saying that. And she replied to me in the most monotone voice. She said, "Thanks." And I accepted failure before I even said the thing. Before I even asked for her number, I was like, nah, bro, this is not working. I accepted failure. So after she said thanks, I just turned around and walked away. I could have asked her for her number. I didn't even take the rejection. I just turned around and walked away. And I was so... Is it unconfident? I didn't have confidence in myself and in what I was going to do and what I was going to say. So when I did go up to her, I just stuttered. I just turned around and walked away. And then she left. So I thought I was cooked the entire time, and now she's my girlfriend. So this is what I mean. The stuff I'm telling you, it works, man. It works. Just trust me. The next time I talked to her, I made sure that I had full conviction and full clarity in what I was saying, and she could sense the intention of what I was trying to do. And then I became much more successful in that regard after I did that. You see, when you walk up to a girl and you start speaking to her and you're stuttering, you're jittery in your speech, girls can smell that inauthenticity on you. They can smell that you don't have the intent, that you don't have the purpose or the confidence in yourself to mean what you're saying. It's like a stench, right? It's like the stench that you get from walking around North Indian people in the fucking public or some shit like that, man. It's a stench and you want to avoid that. So when you are speaking, remember, speak from your belly. Have some foundation, have some structure, have confidence in what you're saying, mean what you're saying, have some authenticity, and make sure you have intention. And then that's going to make you a much more attractive man. So remember, implement these 3 things, and you can implement them today or tomorrow or whenever you're around her next, and use that as a way to build your foundation before you do go up to her. And if you spend, like, say, 2-3 days doing these 3 things, so when you do speak to her, speak with authenticity, speak with purpose. If you are walking around, be open, be free, don't be hunched over, don't be constricted. If you do see her, catch her eye contact, look her in the eyes, smile, all these sort of things, those are mannerisms, those are confident mannerisms. And if you do that, you're going to come across as much more of a confident man, a much more competent man, much more conscientious man, and a happier man. You see, there's a lot of traits that come with it. So if you do these 3 things, I guarantee they'll help you and make you much more attractive. So do that shit and go get the girl, man. Genuinely, go get it. Mwah.